Okay, so this is gonna be the tutorial for the Ace project again. First, get two sprites. Don't move this guy just yet. Let's start with the button first. Now you can customize this to say, click me, for example, right here. Doesn't have to be good, but it has to be like somewhat okay. Now that you have that, copy again, you know. Then color these however you want, preferably contrasting with the colors. So what's the contrasting of red? Let's do red here. You don't have to do this. It's more like what I wanna do, and yeah. Now we make it just slightly darker, and this one also so red there. I have that. Let's start with the coding process. So, first as first, we should go in events. You get that. I'm gonna zoom in for a bit there. Now that we have that, let's go in looks. Scroll down till you find show. Done. Next is go to control, do forever, and here we go. Now this is where it's gonna get really mind-boggling. First is get the first costume, which is empty button 2. Then we go back into control, wait 1 second, switch costume to empty button, whatever empty button you want, and then put another wait. And I think after that, that's it. This is your first string of code. After you complete this, next we're gonna have to do another one, which is gonna be go in events. When this sprite is clicked, then also broadcast. Now you can do whatever broadcast you want, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're gonna name it move picture. Now that we have move picture, let's press hide. First, we also might need a background. I forgot that. Okay, get a background. Wait for a bit. Let's find a proper background. Now, you can just change however you want it. Always make sure that um, like it looks good. You can also put in the background the name of the person. So let's say Panda right here. Panda Guy 3 right here. Now that we have him, place it above. But this is optional, but like it's. I think it's better if you name who this guy is. Now, once we have this settled, we can change over to him now. Then, we can. I think, do this. So, first step, when you receive. When I receive move picture, the previous thing, glide. Let's just put him anywhere, but for me preferably I want him on the left side. So now we go to motion, glide 1 seconds to wherever you want him to, and then we also get another background this time for the biography. So we'll get another forest. Okay. We also Yeah. So after this, if I'm right, whenever also do this first. When green flag is clicked, move to looks. Go to looks and switch backdrop to the very first one, which for us I think is Forest 5. Yeah. Now that we have okay. After that, go to sprites again. Finish coding on this guy. When I receive move picture, we can switch backdrop to this the second background. We can also do this instead of here. Let's delete this. We could do this in this guy's sprite. So whenever green flag is clicked, make him go to wherever you want. Like his starting position should be anywhere you want. Then switch backdrop to the very first one, which is Forest 5. Now, if everything works correctly, it should do this. Now, we're gonna need two extra sprites. First sprite is another button. For us, let's do this one. Now you can adjust the size however you want to, but for me, preferably, I'd rather do 60 here. Also, if you want to resize him whenever he glides, you can also do this. Set to 200 or 150. But if you want him to go back to normal, you can also do set size there. Ignore this for a bit. This is our test run. Okay, like I said, this is our test run. Press triangle, he looks like that. We can also change this to make it more look like a really big one. Now if we click this and everything goes right, he should go to the right and also get significantly bigger. Now you can change the size wherever you want, but this is completely optional. So let's do this one more time. There. Now that fits more. Now let's start with the coding on the biography. Let's go to the backgrounds again. Type out whatever we want here, or type out biography since that's what we're doing right now. Now make it so either it's big, make it so that it's big enough to be seen by everyone. Let's move it to black. And hold on, we're having a bit of a difficulty here. And I think with this we'll be done. Now that we have the biography ready, it's time to start the coding again. So let's do this. So what you gotta do first is when the sprite is clicked, you have to broadcast another message. For the sake of this tutorial again, name it biography. Now, after that, you leave it alone. What we gotta do next is whenever backdrop switches to Forest 5 or Forest 5, the very starting, hide it. And then do the same, but this time show. The same this it's the same this time, but you choose the second background. This is the background or Forest 2. Remove if you want to learn how to copy, just right click and duplicate. The harder way though is if you manually do it. Anyways, now get the show block and it should work this time. And it's working great. Now that this is done, now this is the final and probably the most important part. Let's get a new sprite. For me, personally, we're gonna be doing any random sprite here. We can use this, definitely. Now that we have this, change your size to however you want it. Now that we have this, let's go in. Now this is optional, but this is just for me. I'm gonna have to fill in everything, or either make it just a black square. Now that we have that settled, next thing is the coding, which is a bit hard this time. When I receive biography, that's in events, go to looks, press find show, then set size to 0. Then for then go to control, then repeat 10, and then after that go back to looks, change size by 10. Now we duplicate that or do it the hard way, but this time we go to looks, we press hide, we press hide. We also set it to 100%. Then same thing, but also this time -10, which makes it go smaller. Now, after you've done all that, it's time to simply hide everything. When backdrop switches to the first, hide it. When backdrop switches to the second, also hide it. And now what you gotta do is just type out whatever you want here, or the lore, the story of the character you chose. Let's say this panda guy, panda. Let's do this. Panda guy that transformed into a panda formed into a panda. Now that we have that, drag it a bit to its proper location. Boom. Now that you have that biography, it should all work this time. Now this is our test run. Notice how it goes big. Click it. Click it. It says panda guy. I think there's a problem with my stuff. Hold on. Something's wrong. Oh no. Sorry. I think we've got technical difficulties. Oh, yeah, okay. So the problem here is it's when the sprite is clicked rather than, when I receive biography. Again, let's do this one more time. The button is flashing. Click me. He sizes up, which is optional again. Click this. Now, click it. Now, the biography shows, and then if you click it again, and it's gone. And that's the tutorial. Yeah.